Hello, this is Kate, and today I'd like to do a kind of special themed tarot reading. And I want to do this reading for people that are interested in spiritual ascension, and for those who are working on ascending their spirit and who are interested in ascension. I think it's kind of a hot topic right now in the spiritual communities, and I think there's a lot of kind of questions and concern, like, am I doing it right? Am I ascending? How do I know if I'm ascending? And you know, what kind of things can you do to ascend quicker or whatever? So I want to do a tarot reading surround kind of answering some of those questions, and I'm going to be using another new deck that I got, and this one is the Cosmic Tarot. So this is actually my first reading with the Cosmic Tarot. And I've drawn 3 cards, and I want them to kind of give us some insight into what we can do or what we need to be focusing on right now in order to ascend more easily or more smoothly and more quickly than we are right now. Okay, so the first card is 3 of Wands, and if you actually look at this image, she's, it's actually a really nice card that kind of symbolizes ascension. She's going up towards the sun, so she's moving kind of towards the light. She's got her arms up, and then there's 3 lotus flowers below her, and they're growing up. So this card has a real theme of growth and rising up towards the light. So a real kind of ascension theme. And because it's a Wands card, it has to do with action and passion and feeling passionate about something. I think what this card is trying to tell us is that the number one important step that we need to make in the whole ascension process is to intend to ascend. So hold that intention to ascend and kind of align with your intention, and to always keep that intention in the back of your mind, and to make actions that are in alignment with that intention. So to always be making choices and making actions that have that whole goal of ascension in mind. And because she's moving up towards the light, I think this has to do with choosing actions that are moving you towards the light. So to choose things that feel good for you. Not necessarily things that you think are going to be good, but things that feel right. So if you have to make a choice, you want to make the choice, or you want to choose what feels, just what feels the best for you. So whatever fills you with enthusiasm and passion, and whatever kind of gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling, or makes you feel more at home, or calmer, or just warmer. You want to kind of move towards those kinds of actions. And really kind of follow your passions, and follow, put your energy into what you're passionate about and what really motivates you and gets you going. And I think also this card has to do with work, and I think a lot of us are struggling to find work that's meaningful. And it seems almost ironic in a way if we want to ascend and we're interested in that, and then we go to work and spend 8 hours in a job that feels like it's not very important, or it's meaningless, and we might feel like there's a better way to focus our energies. So this also has to do with kind of exploring that and finding ways of working in the world that are in alignment with our goal to ascend. So a recap on this would just be to following your intuition, following your passions, and doing actions and making choices that are in alignment with your goal to ascend. Okay, so moving on to the next card. Oh, we've got Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So Ace of Pentacles, to me, is a real kind of goal card. So it's, whenever I get Ace of Pentacles, I always think, okay, it's an important thing, and this is kind of my path that I need to follow. So Ace of Pentacles is all about finding your path and aligning with it, kind of similar to what I said for the other card. But it's all about being able to see your path clearly, and that journey along your path to get to your goal. So it's very fitting for an Ascension reading. One of the key things that I see in this card is that there's kind of rocks and things lying in the way. So one thing you might want to do in your ascension process is to identify the things that stand in your way and that block your path to ascension. So the things that distract you or are blocking you. And I think a lot of us have kind of earthly issues, like whether it's with relationships or with our emotions. And quite often we'll get, even very spiritual people will get kind of pulled back down to that kind of earthly realm where you might be feeling angry at someone or hurt, or even our own ego just gets in the way, and we might be interpreting events around us in a real kind of personal way and letting our pain bodies kind of explode and get the best of us. So this card is really all about kind of identifying the key areas that block you from ascending, and that kind of pull you back down and make you feel really heavy and conflicted and blocked. And so that's really one important step after you kind of set your intention to ascend, is just kind of noticing where you feel that you're being inhibited, or where you feel like you're being blocked in order to ascend. Okay, so the next card is Two of Pentacles. Okay, so Two of Pentacles is all about balance. It's all about getting a real sense of balance, and he's very connected to the earth. His feet are flat on the earth, they're in the sand, so he's very connected. And I think that's one kind of challenge we have in the whole ascension process, is that ascension is all about kind of rising up, and ascension is a very kind of spiritual crown chakra thing, and a lot of us might have real issues and challenges around staying grounded in times where we're ascending and we're going through all kinds of spiritual things. It's hard sometimes to stay grounded, and so this card is just a reminder that you want to maintain your connection to the planet, maintain that connection to the earth, and you can do that through meditation, breathing techniques, but you always want to have your feet flat on the floor when you're doing those techniques. And there's a lot of really helpful grounding techniques. One is where you visualize your body being a tree, and your legs are like roots, and you just imagine those roots growing from your legs down through the soles of your feet and into the ground. And you just spend a few moments breathing, doing some deep breathing, and just visualize those roots growing deeper and deeper into the earth. And that will give you, especially if you do that meditation regularly, it will give you a real feeling of groundedness and connectedness with the planet. Another thing about this card is I noticed the Two Pentacles are present on his third chakra and on his heart chakra. So let's just talk about those chakras for a minute. The third chakra is all about will, and it's all about kind of doing your will in the world, and often it can be about getting your way, being in control, those kinds of things. A lot of us have a lot of problems and issues in the third chakra, which could be related to like stomach aches and muscle cramps in that area. And then the heart chakra is all about feeling a real sense of love and connectedness to all humans on the planet, and our earth, and ourselves and those around us. So because these two chakras are kind of highlighted here, I think it's representing a need to connect the two chakras, and to have a connection between your will and action in the world, and what you're setting out to do, and a connection with that center, with your heart center. So acting from a place of love and compassion and acceptance of yourself and all the others around you. And quite often, sometimes these two chakras can be in conflict. And quite often we'll operate from our third chakra in a way that totally ignores our fourth chakra. And so we want to find a way to kind of connect those two. And again, you can use breathing, meditation, visualization techniques. I won't go into them in detail here, but you can do all kinds of tricks to connect those two chakras. And basically what you want to do is, whenever you're doing an action, whenever you're acting or saying something or doing something, you want to make sure that those actions are in alignment with your heart chakra. and that those actions are in support of being compassionate and being loving, not just to those around you or to the planet, but to yourself as well. So it's a real connecting of those two chakras. And I also see a real kind of bridging between male and female and opposites. There's quite a bit of symbolism in the card. There's the snake on the one side, which can be seen as a male symbol, but also it's a symbol of the goddess as well. And then we've got some kind of female symbols here. We've got a flower and a shell. I see those as being very feminine features. So it's all about kind of bridging the masculine and feminine energies within yourself, and accepting both sides, and giving free expression to both sides of yourself. So giving expression to that masculine side, which is often about action, power, will, manifestation, and also giving free expression to your feminine qualities, which is more about kind of going within, meditation, inaction, compassion, and creativity and creative expression. So I kind of got lost here talking about this card. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick recap of the three. So the three things that we want to focus on if we're wanting to ascend is, one, setting the intention to ascend and choosing actions, words, thoughts that align us with that intention and that make us feel good. So following that feeling of feeling good and growing up towards the light. And the second, Ace of Pentacles, is knowing that your path is to ascend and aligning with that path, and knowing that that is your path, and that, like anything, there's going to be some obstacles and things that get in your way, and that the key is to kind of become more and more conscious and aware of what those obstacles are. And I mean, that's something that can't be done one sitting. It's something that will come up in your attention, again and again and again, over time. But the key is awareness and becoming more aware of those things that stop you from spiritual ascension and that kind of pull you back down to the earthly plane. And the third card is all about establishing a real connection and a love for the earth, and working with the heart chakra and the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and working with those two chakras and finding a way to connect them so that when you're expressing those chakras, you can express them simultaneously and not just one at a time, but a real connection between your heart and your solar plexus chakra. And also bridging the gap between the masculine and the feminine within yourself. So I hope you found this helpful. My name is Kate, and thank you for joining me.